Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are doing well on this lovely and yet chilly Monday morning or afternoon or evening, depending where you're at. So what I do is I take questions. Some of them are arithmetic reasoning. Some of them are math knowledge questions from your GED, your ASVAB, Accuplacer, TEAS test, HESI test. If it has to do with high school equivalency or just algebra in general, this is the live for you. So as you guys are coming on in, we got like a quick 45-minute because I got a tutoring session, but I did not want to leave you guys out. So all we're basically doing is answering some questions, and then I break it on down for you. So let's take a look at the first questions as you guys are coming on in. Go ahead and say hi and see how you doing. Oh, there's my man Green Bean. How you doing? All right. Right on point, right on time. So, hello, Van. How are you? Okay, Sergey, how are you doing? Excited? Awesome. Okay, Maddie, we got your C. Yes, Hazy T, Hazacity. Where we go? Haze, I'm going to call you for B. All right, so let's take a look. We got Angie is 6 years older than Heather. 6 years ago, Angie was twice as old as Heather was. How old is Heather now? Is she A, 12, B, 18, C, 24, or D, 25? So we got Angie, 6 years older than Heather. 6 years ago, Angie was twice as old as Heather was. How old is Heather now? All right, we'll see everyone here. Okay, can't find Haley. Well, where's Haley? So we got an A. We have an A, got a couple of C's. Let's see. We have inspired with a C. So it seems like, almost like everybody was just waiting for me to come live, huh? Let's see what she's got to do. All right, so Maddie's saying A and C. All right. Playing the true-false game. You know how you used to have the T and the F that looks almost the same, and you're like, yeah, I got it right. All right. So old Limey is saying my A. Okay. Mo Money. Oh, I love that. Or Moo Money. I like that. Saying C. All right. So let's take a good look. Cindy is saying C. Little Nina is saying A. Okay. I will explain, Joe. Don't you worry. I'm not, or G. I'm just not going to leave you hanging. The only thing is you got to be a little bit patient. All right. So let's take a look. So we got Angie that is 6 years older than Heather. Do we know what Heather is? No. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to let my X represent Heather. All right. Now, we're saying that Angie is going to be 6 years older than her. So here's my Ange with my X plus 6. So this is the key part. 6 years ago, not 6 years in the future, 6 years in the past. Angie was twice as old as Heather. So if I want to represent Angie, I'm going to take Angie, what she is now, which is my X plus 6, and I'm going to subtract 6 from it because I'm representing the 6 years ago. Was twice. So was is equivalent to equals twice as old as Heather, right? So if we're taking a look, we got our X, which is Heather, but Heather at 6 years ago. That'll be a minus 6. So now if we recognize positive 6 and negative 6 right here, that gives me 0. But I don't need that 0 as a placeholder because I still have my X. So now I'm going to distribute the 2 to everything inside the parenthesis. So 2 times X, that's 2X. 2 times negative 6, that gives me negative 12. So if I want to, I can subtract that 2x on both sides. just so I can get all my x's on one side of the equal sign. So 1 minus 2 will give me a negative 1x, or negative x. So negative x is going to equal to negative 12. And we know that if we divide both sides by my negative, x is going to equal 12. So my answer is A. Okay. All right. Hey, Lynette. Okay. So the answer is A. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Number 2. I shouldn't be shocked. Okay, so when adding together, 2 numbers equal 108. One number is twice the other. What are the numbers? Is it A, 32 and 77, B, 33 and 75, C, 36 and 72, or D, 39 and 69? So is it A, B, C, or D? So 2 numbers added together will give me 108. One number is twice the other. All right, so I got a whole bunch of C's. What type of work? Okay, so basically we're doing a lot of GED and a lot of ASVAB, Acuplacer, and TEAS tests. We're looking at arithmetic reasoning type questions. That's what's going on during this live. Hey, Michael, thanks for stopping in. I know you're busy. Okay, Netta, how are you? Thanks so much for the follow. A whole bunch of C's. Good. All right. Love it. Meow's here. Nice. Okay. All right. I see you with the C. Okay. Got that wrong. Well, let's see. So we know that we got 2 numbers. One of them, this is the key part to help you out. One number is twice the other. I know if I multiply 32 times 2, I'm going to get 64, not 77. That's not going to work. If I multiply that 33 by 2, I'm going to get 66, not 75. That doesn't work. If I get my 36 and I times it by 2, I'm going to get a 72. That works. And if you want to make sure, add the 36 and the 72, and you can see which one will give you 108. All right, so that is your answer. Okay. So sometimes you don't have to do a whole lot of calculating and thinking about the different formulas. So now let's take a look. Okay, Bellamy has dimes, nickels, and pennies in his pocket. He has 2 more nickels than dimes and 3 times as many pennies as nickels. How many pennies does he have if he has 52 cents in his pocket? Is it A, 20? Is it B, 14? C, 19? Or D, 12? It's okay. All right, no problem. AFG, not a problem. Tay, I see you. Okay, the original Rosa, that's okay. This is the time to make the mistakes, not during the test. All right? So thanks for the follows. I appreciate that. Mama, I appreciate that as well. Lorenzo is saying it's D. Oh, thank you, Tatiana. Appreciate you. Okay. So let's take a look. Let's see. Okay, so it has to equal 52 cents. Okay, there's 2 more nickels than dimes, and there's 3 times as many pennies as nickels. Okay, hey Big Al. All right, Kate, I got you. D, I got you. Apply system equation. You can do any kind of question. You can do it. You can set it up. Sometimes some people just like calculating because we know what dimes, nickels, and pennies are. So let me go with some of my international peeps as well. So a dime, that is like 0.10. A nickel is 0.05. And a penny is 0.01. Okay. So for those that are not sure, might be international, You're like, what the heck's a penny? What the heck's a nickel? What the heck's a dime? Those are the values of a dime, a nickel, and a penny. All right, so I got a couple of D's. I have Owen with a C. All right, I have a follow. Thank you, Queen, for the follow. Green Bean is saying D. He broke. Yeah, aren't we all? Look what we're doing. Jay is saying D a couple of times. Thank you for the follow, Tatiana. Okay. All right, Candy, I'm right there with you. Des is saying D. All right, thank you for participating. If you're not sure, you also can use a question mark. Okay, so we can do this one of several ways. Okay, unsure. Hey, Addicted, how are you? All right, so let's take a look. So we don't know how many dimes. So let's say, I'm going to say X is going to represent my dimes because every time I do D and N and all that stuff, everything gets crazy. So I'm going to say X is going to represent my dimes. Now, my nickels, I have 2 more nickels than dimes. So for my nickels, I'm just going to say Nick for short. All right, that's going to be X plus 2 because we have 2 more nickels than dimes. And then for my pennies, we have 3 times as many pennies as nickels. Well, if nickels is X plus 2, that means my pennies, or pen for short, is going to be 3 times that. All right. So now, knowing this little bit of information, I'm going to set up my equation. So as I said, my dimes are 10 cents, so that's 0.10. And I'm going to multiply that by my X. Then I have my nickels, which is 0.05. And we're representing that by X plus 2. I'm going to slide this over in a sec. Then we have our pennies. Now for my pennies, eventually it's going to be anything times 1. But I'll put it down there. 0.01 times my pennies. Now if I distribute this, this will give me 3x plus 6. Because I multiply 3 times x to give me my 3x, 3 times 2 to give me my 6. So the 3x plus 6 is going to go here. All right? And all of this is going to equal, as I'm squeezing it all in, is going to equal 52 cents. But if you're like me, and I don't really care too much for decimals. I appreciate it, but I can just get over it. Because my 10 cents, that's represented in hundredths. My 5 cents, that's representing in hundredths. My penny is represented in hundredths, as well as the change is supposed to total. So since they're all being represented in hundredths, why don't I just multiply everything by 100? So I can deal with whole numbers. So if I multiply this 0.10, and I multiply it by 100, it's going to give me 10. So that means I'm looking at 10x. If I multiply this 0.05 by 100, that means I'm looking at 5. And I'm going to multiply this 0.05 by 100, that means I'm looking at 5. And I'm going to distribute that 5 to everything inside the parenthesis. So it's actually going to be 5x plus 5 times 2 gives me 10. So now if I multiply 100 to the penny, it's going to give me 1. And anything times 1, it's going to be itself. So all I have to do is write down my 3x plus 6. And then I'm going to multiply that 52 cents. So now I got a nice even 52. So at this point, we need to combine like terms. We need to combine the 10x, the 5x, and the 3x because they're all on the same side of the equal sign. So 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. So we have 18x. And now we want to combine the 10 and the 6. 10 plus 6, that gives me 16. And I can combine those because they're on the same side of the equal sign. Let me make my 8 a little bit more distinguished. Okay? And it's going to equal the 52. So now our goal is to solve for the x. The x is going to mention the dimes. But I'm going to show you something in order for us to figure out the pennies, because that's what we're ultimately looking for. So if I subtract my 16 and 52, I'm going to get my 6, borrow 4, that'll be 36. So we have 18x is equal to 36. So now we want to get x by itself. I'm going to carry it down here. So I'm going to divide both sides by 18. So the 18s cancel out. That gives me x is equal to 2. All right, well, that sounds fabulous. But 2, you're like, oh, 2's not one of my answers. Because 2 is not our answer. X is representing 2. So if I take a look, what was representing x? The dimes. But what are we looking for? We're looking for how many pennies. So what's representing pennies, after I did the distribution, is my 3x plus 6. So that means I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to replace it with the x. So it's going to look like this. As soon as I grab my black pen. We have our 3, replace the x with the 2. And now you have 3 times 2, that gives me 6. And 6 plus 6, that gives me 12. So how many pennies did our broke Bellamy have? That's all right, Bellamy. Count them pennies, baby. They add up. All you need is what? 88 more. You got $1. Okay, but I'm just kidding. All right, so that's how we would answer. So if you said D, awesome job. If you were thinking D, awesome job. Don't hesitate next time. If you didn't get D, that's all right. We get it next time. Okay? All right. Okay, so good. There you go, Des. All right, so all we're doing is taking these things. Now, here's my thing. You're probably saying, well, Audrey, that was a lot of work. Well, take a look at the number. It's 23. So it's roughly like 23, I think, out of 30, if I'm not mistaken. Now, once you start getting into the later questions, things start getting a little bit harder, okay? Just want to kind of give you guys that heads up. All right, let's get the next one. So we have Jaden rented a small moving van for $30 per day, plus 50 cents per mile. It took him 2 days to move, and the van cost $360. How many miles did Jaden drive? Was it A, 580, B, 600, C, 601.5 or 5/10 of a mile, or D, 602 and 5/10 of a mile? So is it A, B, C, or D? Again, Jay rented a small moving van for $30 per day, plus 50 cents per mile. It took him 2 days to move, and the van cost $360. So how many miles did he drive? It's okay, Anna. I'm here to break it down. We got it. Okay, Boone is saying 600. We got B for a couple of people. Steph, we got B. Carrie got B. There's Michael's famous B's. All right, Just Watching saying B. Okay, Rocky is saying B. Hey, Balboa. Okay, hey, Yippity saying B. Welcome back. Okay, Miss Prada Baby saying B. Okay, you're a math magician. All right, you're making it disappear or you're making it grow. Here we go. So we have Jamie is saying C, 600, William C, Kathy B, Sir B. Hey, sir, welcome back. My smiley face, that is so adorable, is saying B. Okay, this is so easy. Awesome. But here's the thing. Everyone is coming at this platform at different levels. So it might be easy for you. It might be very heartbreaking for others. So I'm just here to break things down. Okay? So let's take a look. All right. We know right off the jump, it's $30 per day. Let's take a look. $30 per day, 50 cents a mile. They drove for 2 days. The van cost $360. So if I wanted to design this into an equation, I know if I'm doing $30 a day and there's 2 days, that means 30 times 2. So if I do 30 times 2, that means $60 right off the jump went towards this van. Now, but it's 50 cents per mile. Okay, so I know I'm adding that 50 cents per mile, so 0.50 times my X, and it's going to equal the amount the van cost, which is $360. So I know some people are like, well, if it costs $360, let's subtract 60, so that will give me my $300. You are exactly right. So now we got our 50 cents per mile is equal to 300. So that means we're not taking half of 300. We're actually going to double because we got that 50 cents. Okay, that 50 cents is almost like you're dividing by 1/2. And when you divide by a fraction, you're actually going to multiply by its reciprocal. So it's really going to be that 300 times 2. And 300 times 2, that gives us 600. So he went 600 miles. Okay? Some people can do this right off the dome. Don't even have to think, don't even have to write. I know for me, I'm a very visual person. I love to see the whole process. Okay? So either way, taking it step by step. Okay? Give us packets. No, that's the problem. We'll talk about teachers with these little packets, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, all right. I don't want to steal away from the learning. Let me keep it going. You notice how I go from one problem to the next? That's exactly how you should be doing with this test. Okay, so Chief Hall and Sergeant First Class, I think it's Aziz, both donated money to the Army Emergency Relief Fund. Chief Hall gave 3 times as much as Sergeant First Class Aziz did. Between the two of them, they donated $280. How much money did Chief Hall give? Is it A, $70, B, $120, C, $190, or D, $210? Hey, Brooke, thank you so much for joining. Okay. All right. I can't slow down because I only have 20 minutes left. So I'm sorry, but I will show you where you can go to get a lot of the relief. All right, so I have Stephanie with D. Okay, and your half is grief reduction. Got it. All right. Sir Archer, we got that. Des D, Steph D, Michael A. I got you, Steph. Levi saying D. Miss Prada Baby is saying A. Brooke, got you. I know, I'm sorry. First sentence was not needed. That's what they do a lot of, QB. Love it. All right, Lisa 70, Jetty saying D. How you doing? Kathy A. All right, you learned from you writing it out. Awesome. Okay, Lisa, we got A. Boost, we have D. Big Al D. Polly D. Okay, we got a lot of D's. Which is going on? Addicted was saying A. Carrie W. Ooh, the Carrie W. Hey, Miss Carrie is saying D. Okay, wait, no. Okay, please solve it. That's what I'm going to do, babes. I'm not just going to read a problem and just leave you hanging. That's just rude. Okay. All right, not a problem. Michael, there we go. I was waiting for you. We got our D, okay? T, not sure? That's all right. Okay, Quad, you're saying A. We got an A or a D. Let's take a look. All right, so we got two people here. The key thing is one person is giving 3 times as much as the other. So the sergeant first class, I don't know what he gave, but all I know is what Chief Hall gave 3 times as much as he did. And the total that they gave was 280. So let's take a look. If Chief Hall, and that's who we're looking for, always go back to the question, guys. Chief Hall gave 3 times as much. Obviously, it's not going to be 70. That's too little. Okay, if we're talking a total of 280, okay, 120, we might be able to figure it out, but this is how we can do it algebraically. Notice I have my 2 unknowns on the same side. If I don't see a number in front as a coefficient, we assume it's a 1. So 1 plus 3, that gives me 4x. Then I'm going to bring down my 280. After the 280, we're going to divide both sides by 4. And who I am solving for with the 70 is actually who my x is. And my x is going to be Sergeant First Class, because the Chief Hall gave 3 times as much as Sergeant First Class. So Sergeant First Class is the one with the 70. In order for us to figure out what Chief Hall gave, we have to multiply this bad boy by 3, which will give me my 210. Answer is going to be D. All right. Michael's saying nice, sweet. Okay. Yes. Good job, guys. All right, let's keep this party going. If you can tap while you do math, that would be great, but I am not going to be hugging on. I want to get as much math to you as much as possible, okay? All right, so we have 3 senior citizens decided to take a wakeboarding lesson. Okay, that's fun. Each person has to pay for the cost of their own lesson plus a $15 rental fee for the equipment. If the total cost is $120, how much does the lesson cost each person? Is it A, $20, B, $22.50, C, $25, or D, $27.50? We're having a party? Yeah, let's do it. Bringing back middle and high school trauma. But see, here's the thing. You got a person that's so much fun. And actually will break down the concept as best I can. Okay? So I'm seeing like 120. I'm seeing C. I'm seeing C and C. Thank you for the follows. I'm seeing C. I'm seeing 25. Thank you, Stephanie and Stephanie. There's probably another Stephanie here. Oh, that's the same one. It'll be hilarious. I'm like, wow, was everyone named Stephanie back then? All right. So, okay, Roman, we got a 1. All right, let's take a look. Or you're looking at the first one. The math does come back for the STEM careers. Yes. Yes. There is never just a one and done type of learning when it comes to math. And that's the one and only subject that is universal. Okay, everywhere you go. Okay. Quan is saying C. Roman's saying C. Josh, okay, owes $40. That's why you're failing math. Okay, Kathy, you're saying like 120. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so we know right off the bat, looking at the rental, there's 3 senior citizens, okay? Each person's paying for their own, all right. And there's a $15 rental for the equipment. The total cost is $120. Okay, so we're trying to figure out how much is each lesson. Well, if there's 3 senior citizens and each one has to pay for the rental, that right there, we got our 15 times 3. And 15 times 3, that's $45 that we know right off the jump. So if I take my 120, which we know is a total, minus that $45, that will give me my 75. Now, this is the cost after we take the rental out. But there's 3 of them. So what am I going to do with this 75? I'm going to divide it by 3. And $75 divided by 3, think of your quarters, people. That will give you 25 schmackaroos. So each person for the lessons, just the lessons, will be $25. All right? Thank you for using the stickers. All right, so if you also want to join my little fan club, you can. Just hit the heart right next to my name. All right, let's take a look. Let's see if we can do this page. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. All right, Ava spends $42 on a skateboard, which was $14 less than twice what she spent on skating shoes. How much were the shoes? Is it A, $28, B, $35, C, $26, or D, $18? Who asked that? Grown thoughts. How do I know when to divide or multiply? If things need to get smaller, like if I am basically breaking it up amongst 3 people, I'm doing division. If I want to know the total amount that each people is going, and it's the reversal, most of the time it's going to be multiplication. All right, so I'm seeing 28s and I'm seeing a bunch of A's. Okay, we got our Michael, we got okay, all right. Yep, so if we're trying to break it down, it's going to be division. If we're trying to build it up, it's going to be multiplication. All right, so Chris, we got our A. Addict is not sure. That's okay. I'm going to go over it. Okay, is that Sage? It's saying C. All right. Any more? Thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate it, guys. Okay, hopefully I'm doing this. Wrong squared is not sure. Okay, I got you. Bob the Builder with a freaky eye is saying A. Is this algebraic equation? And there can be an algebraic equation in here. Yes, we can. All right, Big Al. All right, I got you. So let's take a look. So we spent a total of $42. Okay, so that's my total. And they said, is 14 less than twice what she spent on the shoes? So since we don't know what we spent on the shoes, I'm going to let X represent my shoes. So if we're saying 14 less than, if it says less than, that's subtraction, okay? If it says is less than, that's the inequality, okay? So that is a major thing that most people mess up. So if 14 is less than, that means I'm looking at minus 14. But what is being minus by 14? Twice what she spent on the skate shoes. So twice X. So we got 2X minus 14, and it's going to equal the amount of money that she spent, which is 42. All right. So we're trying to find out how much the shoes cost. So next thing you know, we're going to add 14. Okay. Always have to do the inverse of addition, which is subtraction. The inverse of subtraction is addition. So the 14s cancel out. We have our 2X. 42 plus 14, that gives us our 56. And then we have to divide both sides by 2. So when we do that, we have X equals, I think you guys can still see that, okay? X equals, let's say 28. So your answer choice will be A. Okay, good. All right. Okay, let's get with the next one. I know, I feel like I'm teaching like I'm crazy. All right. The pet daycare center has 31 dogs, which is 3 more than 4 times the number of cats. How many cats are in the pet daycare center? Is it A, 4, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 12? There you go, Bianca. Don't fear anything. Bianca, you're no longer that scared little girl back in middle school. You're okay. You're a grown-ass woman. If you get it right, awesome. If you get it wrong, we just make the correction and move on. Okay? This is not Squid Games. You'll be all right. All right, so I got a bunch of C's. Sadak with C, Faith with a C, can't find Haley. Like, seriously, where is Haley? It's saying A, give up a school at age 4. Hey, don't give up. Go right back to it. Okay, not a problem. So, Michael, we have a C. Okay, you divided 7. Oops. Okay, go ahead. So we got our C's, we got C's, we got B's, we got B's, and we have C's. Well, let's take a look. All right, so has 31 dogs. Okay, so it's kind of nice to know what we're dealing with. Okay, which is 3 more than 4 times the number of cats. Do we know how many cats? No. But we have 3 more than 4 times the number of cats. All right. So if we're talking about that, more than means addition. Again, what's actually being more than? It's 3 more than. So that will be plus 3. And 4 times the number of cats. So let's say cats is going to represent my X. So that means we have 4X. Okay, so here we go. We have plus 3. We want to get X by itself. So we're going to do the opposite. Subtract the 3. Cancel out the 3's. We have our 4X is equal. So now 31 minus 3, that gives me 28. So we're going to divide both sides by our 4. So that means our X value is going to equal 7. And X, as I said, is going to represent our cats. They told us about the dogs. Well, whatever's going to be left over is going to be our little kitty cats, and which we have 7. The answer is C. Okay. Yep. And you can do the reversal. I love that. Me, this, me, that. Okay. Hey, Butterfly. Hi, how are you? Okay. You take the ASVAB in 5 months? Yes. Go ahead and follow. Stick to the end because I'm going to show you where you can get your replays, because I've done several of these and plus individual stuff. All right. So 29. Let's see if we can fit 2 more in here. The sum of 2 consecutive numbers is 37. What are the 2 numbers? Okay, is it A, 13 and 14? Is it B, 14 and 15? C, 16 and 17? Or D, 18 and 19? So we know that 2 consecutive means right in a row, all right, is going to be 37. So which ones, here we go, which ones can we eliminate? Good. I'm seeing a lot of people are giving me D's. All this. Rondalicious? Oh, girl. Look at your fun name. Okay, with the hair. Good. Mother is saying D. Good. Addicted Success. There we go. Ball out saying D. Awesome. William with a D. Sandra with a D. Okay. Eliminate B and C. That's what I'm talking about. Because if I go 14 plus 15, that gives me 29. We're looking for 37. Boom, that's gone. 13 and 14, that gives me 27. We want 37. Boom, that's gone. Sometimes I go straight to the larger numbers to see if that will give it to me. And guess what? Yeah, sugar daddy, it does. Here we go. It is D. All right. Process elimination can help, my people. All right. Last one. Let's go. All right. Divide $80 between Simon. I was about to say Theodore and Simon, Alberto, and Palmera, or Palma. So that Alberto has twice as many as Simon, and Palma has $5 less than Alberto. So how much does Paloma get? Is it A, $17, B, $34, C, $29, or D, $38? Just because the dollar sign is not there doesn't mean that's automatically your answer. That's what we used to do back in the day. Oh, there's no sign. That's gotta be it. All right, so we're dividing $80 between 3 people. Alberto has twice as much as Simon, and Paloma has 5 less than Alberto. Okay, how much does Paloma get? So I'm seeing a whole bunch of C's. Who gets it? Who said chipmunks? Let me take a look. Hi, Bobby. How are you? Anthony, I should have known. Anthony's always in my head. Okay, thank you, Halula. Appreciate that. Okay, Yippity saying she slash. Okay, saying that. Thank you for the follow. Nettie Ball Out is saying C. Okay, thank you, Roy, for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, get more of the crazy insanity. Call Audrey. All right, Big Al, stop crying. No crying. Is it because it's like the last one, or because you're just like, I don't get it? Either way, I'm going to be right here. Get to see you live on YouTube. Yes, yesterday was cray-cray. I was trying to get everything down, and it just took forever. Anywho, let me focus because I got to hurry on up. So, right now, we know that there's going to be basically 3 people. One thing, Alberto is getting twice as much as Simon. Okay, I don't know what Simon's getting, but Palma has 5 less than Alberto. So let's take a look. So let's say we're going to have twice as many. So we have our Simon. Simon is going to be my X. Now, Alberto's getting twice as much as Simon. So that is 2X. And then Palma has 5 less than Alberto. Now, if Alberto is twice as many, and then Paul is getting 5 less, that's going to give me 2X minus the 5 equals $80. So now we have our like terms right here with the X's. They're all on the same side. So if I combine my X's, there's a 1X here, 2X, and 2X. So that gives me a total of 5X. All right. So with that 5X, we have minus 5. And I just want you guys to give witness. My printer is just turned on by itself. Okay, just want to let you know that spirits are happening here. Okay, so we're going to add 5. Yeah, craziness. I don't know if it's a good spirit or a bad spirit, but we'll find out. Right now, my name is not Carol Ann, so I'm not going to be flying all over the place. So now we have 80 plus 5. That gives me 85. Because right now we're trying to solve for X. And you're like, but Audrey, X isn't Palmera. I was like, I know. But it'll be easier for us to find X first. Divide both sides by the 5s. So I have X is equal to 17. Now, X is representing Simon. Okay? Because we didn't know how much Simon did. We know what Alberto was getting. We know what Palmera was getting. But we didn't know what Simon was getting. So this is Simon. We're not looking for Simon. We're looking for Paloma. Okay? So we know Paloma is getting 2 times basically what Simon is getting minus 5. So if we take this 17 right here, okay, so like 2 times 17, that gives me 34. And 34 minus my 5, that gives me my 29. So what he's getting is $29. Yep, it is C, Des. All right, it is C. Okay, so as I felt like I was teaching like I'm on high octane. Okay, so this is generally what I tried to do for you guys. Now, if you came a little bit later, like, oh, why are you ending the live? Well, I have to go and tutor, but I did not want to leave you guys completely hanging. But give me some time later on this evening. Hopefully TikTok gods will work with me because the ghost is here. This is where you can go to get all the replays. There's a playlist called TikTok Lives. I know it's really deep conversation. If you can go there, go ahead and subscribe. It's a free subscription. You will see all of my replays from February 2nd. So I've done like individual concepts like factoring, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, fractions, decimals, percentages, distance, rate, and time. A lot of the things that you will see on the GED, the ASVAB, the Accuplacer, the TEAS test, a lot of the basic math is there as well as all of the sample questions that I go through on the lives. So go ahead, go there, go have fun, watch as much as you want to watch. If you need a tutor, I am charging my TikTok people. I charge $77 an hour. I normally charge $92 an hour for my tutoring. But if you're getting close with your ASVAT and you just want to do like some concepts, we can do that. Plus, I'm currently working on something to kind of help with people that are in need, but at the same time might help with the finances a little bit easier. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Borrow my brain. Oh, girl. Candy, you don't want this. If you are interested, you can either hit the Service Plus button at the bottom somewhere on your screen, or you could just go ahead and send me a direct message. I always check my request sections just in case we're not following each other. All right. Thank you so much. I have to get going. If anything, message me, send me a message, DM me, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Take care, guys. Love you so much. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye now.